Hi everyone, I'm on a mission to age gracefully, and I wanted to share a few of the tools that I use on a regular basis to help me stay mobile and pain-free in my body. So I know a lot of us are sitting a lot more than we used to. I certainly am not doing as much massage and mobile on-site work as I used to. So I'm definitely sitting more at the computer. So you know that I am a huge fan of the foam roller. I purchase my products from the Trigger Point Therapy website, and I love their products because you don't have to replace them. These foam rollers aren't gonna bow like the actual foam rollers do. The white foam ones, I had one of those and it started to bow after using it. I was obviously using it, but you don't have to replace these. So a couple things. This is the Grid 2.0. So they have two different foam rollers, two different sizes, and multiple colors to choose from. And then here is I'm gonna try to show you the size difference here. This is the Trigger Point foam roller. This is the Grid 1.0, and then this one up here, the orange one, is the 2.0. So these are the ones. I keep the orange one at home, and then I keep the black one in my car for demonstrations. Another thing you'll notice about these is that they're hollow. So I love that they're hollow because you can bring them with you when you are traveling. Obviously the shorter one is going to fit much more nicely in your bag. However, if you're using a very large bag, I have my Decine roller bag for traveling. This fits in there, and then you can put your undergarments in the center. So it does take up space, but you can use, because it's hollow, it kind of lets you use that area to just stuff with your undergarments or your bathing suits, socks, undies, all that fun stuff. So these are fabulous tools. You can pick different colors, and I'm going to add the links to both of these rollers when I'm done with this. All right. All right, so let me keep it going with the foam roller. I want to share why you want to use the foam roller, because a lot of times people are hesitant. It can be very painful sometimes for people if you have never used it before. So I want to explain why it's important to use the foam roller. So think of your hair. I use the analogy of our hair. For me, if I don't do conditioning at the ends here, and if I skip that step, or if I just let it dry on its own, sometimes it'll get very poofy and a little bit knotted and everything. So what happens when we have knots in our hair? We have to use a comb to brush it out, right? So what are we doing? We are breaking up the hair fibers and realigning them so that your hair lays nice, so it looks nice, right? Instead of it looking all crazy. So that's what we're actually doing with our muscle tissue. This is the brush, and our movements every day, our habits every day, it creates adhesions in the muscle fibers. You can see in my pants, you can see the lines that actually is happening in our muscle tissue. We have lines, fibers that get tangled just like our hair. And then what happens to that muscle is it doesn't have its full extension. If you have a knot in the back of your calf, for instance, you are not going to be able to fully extend. If you're a runner and you have a knot in your calf and you try to extend, you might get a twinge. It's not going to feel right. It's not going to feel smooth. It's not going to feel like a pleasant movement. It's going to feel like there's something restricting, and it'll also alert your brain that you can possibly hurt yourself. So the foam roller, what it's doing is it's breaking up those adhesions within the muscle tissue, and it's realigning the fibers so that your muscles are going to work properly. They're going to have that full length, that full extension of the muscle. If you need to, if you're doing a lunge, if you're lifting weights, right, and you're doing a lunge, or if we're doing a lunge on our yoga strap, I should not do that with a foam roller. So if we're doing a lunge, right, if we're coming back like this, if you have a knot in your quad, that's going to feel really weird stepping back that way. And you may overcompensate and you may hurt yourself. It's not going to feel strong pushing up or getting back to that standing posture. So when you foam roll, you are realigning the muscle fibers to let those muscles work the way they are intended to work. So there you go. I will stop with the foam roller, but this is one of my favorite tools. It's fantastic. Alrighty. Another tool you're probably very familiar with is the yoga strap. So this is what a yoga strap looks like. They have some brand new ones that have additional loops on the yoga strap that help you in more advanced poses, which is pretty awesome. But this is perfectly fine. This is about, I think, $5 to $10 on Amazon. And this can help you with your stretching. So if you cannot touch your toes, for instance, I'll just demonstrate this super duper fast. If you're somebody who cannot touch your toes, you can use the yoga strap to support you in that stretch until your body gets that mobilization, that flexibility in your hamstrings and in your glutes to allow you to reach your toes. So, for example, I'm going to extend my legs out, so make sure you can see my feet, and we're going to place the strap around the balls of the feet. So, I can touch my toes, but there's a lot of folks who can't, and it wasn't always the case for me either. So, I was close, but I wasn't as close as I am today. So, if you flex your feet, inhale, lifting tall, and then exhale, you walk your hands down the strap. So you just hold yourself in the pose. That's what the strap does. It allows you to, if you were holding your feet, you're going to feel what that feels like. And as the hamstrings lengthen and you practice this, eventually you're going to be able to walk your hands all the way down and then hold onto your feet in a forward fold. Okay? So we would breathe a few times here together, and then we would walk our hands back up the strap. I would recommend doing this 3 to 5 times in the morning, 3 to 5 times at night. Anytime you're feeling discomfort, if you want to get that flexibility in your hamstrings and touching your toes is a goal for you, this yoga strap is going to be your best friend. Eventually you won't need it. Another thing that you can do are the side stretches for the legs. So if we're nice bent knees, we'll put the strap around our right foot. And you can see with the pants, you can see the hamstrings. There's 1, 2, 3 bands of the hamstring. Okay, I'm going to extend my left leg, my right leg's in the strap. We can isolate that hamstring. I can't always, this is uncomfortable. But if I have the strap, my shoulders are down, I'm relaxed on the mat. But if I'm reaching for this foot to stretch it out, that's not going to be a comfortable stretch for you. And it's not always going to isolate the right area. So that's another thing that the yoga strap helps you with, is that it helps you keep isolating the correct muscle, even if you can't reach your foot. So we would do a few breaths here together. And then what you can do, so my right leg is in the strap. I'm going to put the straps in my left hand to your right arm out to the side, and then you can guide your leg across your body. So the strap is helping me do this. It's keeping me in the right form. My right shoulder is nice and relaxed on the mat. And I'm just isolating the side of my right leg all the way up into the hip. Okay? And then you can breathe a couple times there, guide your leg back to the center. I like to bend the left knee first, then bend the right knee to remove the strap. So that is just demonstrating how the strap can help you stay in the proper alignment with the stretch. That's the biggest key here. If you can't touch your toes, those stretches are going to be very, very challenging for you. So get yourself a strap. It's awesome. Another thing really quick that you can do, stretching out the shoulders up or back. You can throw the strap over one end, the other arm comes up and over. Walk your hands together. This is another really awesome one you can do in the chair. You can do standing anytime you want. If you have any imbalances in the upper shoulders. However, when you are here, you don't want your glutes to stick out. That's compensating for your back. You want to tuck the pelvis under, nice micro bend in the knee here, and you want to try and press the elbow back behind the ear, so you're really opening up the armpit. Then you breathe a few times here, and then to come out of this nice and easy, just walk the bottom hand down, shake that hand out, and bring the strap around. And then you would do the other side. So awesome, awesome tool. You can roll this up and pop it in your purse. You can throw it in your bag, however you'd like. Alrighty, so the next couple tools are kind of similar. You can use them pretty much the same way, but one is definitely more my favorite than the other. First and foremost, Trigger Point Therapy has a massage ball. They have multiple different ones that you can choose from, different densities and such, so it's up to you. So you can use this under the hamstrings if you're trying to do a forward fold and you want a little bit more, if you have some tightness in the hamstrings, you can progress the stretch by placing this underneath your hamstring. For instance, let me just show you. I'll show you on the left side, so you can just place it underneath that left leg. You might need to adjust to make sure, because remember there are 3 hamstrings, 3 bands of hamstring. So sometimes one band, like the outside, might be a little bit tighter, or the direct center. For me, it's in the center on my left, and on my right, it's the inner hamstring. It's very interesting. But as you do this, you will learn from your body which side is tighter. So you would place it there, and then you could inhale, lifting tall, and exhale, walk your hands down the legs. It just intensifies that stretch, and it isolates. So if you have a knot, you can use a forward fold stretch to work that area out. I am kind of leaning into that left leg a little bit more to intensify it, but you certainly don't have to do that. And then when you're done with the 3 breaths here, we'll start with the base of our spine, roll yourself up. Every time you are doing a gravity technique on the foam roller, any of these myofascial techniques where your body is on a tool, make sure that you release your tissue as soft or as gently as you can, meaning just lifting up softly. If you're on the foam roller, same thing. Slowly remove your body off the foam roller. Other things you can do with the trigger point ball or the massage ball, along with the NANO, is rolling out your feet. So you can place the ball on the floor, and you can just place the ball of your foot over the ball, the ball of your foot over the ball, and you can control the pressure, which is really, really nice. And can you see that? Let's see if I roll back. There we go. And just let your toes, let the ball of the feet just relax over the ball, just kind of melt over that. You can control the pressure here, but make sure it's enough to do a little bit of movement and a little bit of progression there. And then what you can do is you can roll to the big toe side, so you can put a little bit more pressure on the big toe side, still at the ball of the foot. And sometimes that can be pretty intense. You can do this while you're looking through your emails, and then you can roll over to the pinky toe side. It's quite tender. Cool. And then always when we're doing gravity, slowly release your foot from the ball and rotate that ankle out a little bit. So those are just a couple things that you can do with this. Again, this can be tossed in your purse. You can leave it in your car, leave it in your desk, leave it at your bedside if you have a table there. Nice and handy. Last but not least, this is by far my absolute favorite tool I have ever found. Again, it's trigger point, and this is called the NANO. And there's a couple different ways you can use this. You can use this for your forearms, so you can roll the forearms. So imagine you're on a table, you can roll the forearms. This does roll back and forth, and it's got the little knobs. They're kind of squishy. They've got some density to them for sure, but it will definitely get into those areas and those grooves in the forearms that get quite tight from us typing and driving and all the fun things we do every day. So you can do the tops of the forearms and the bottom. If you're sitting at a dining table, I've gotten a little creative myself, and you can roll your triceps. You can extend the arm and rotate palm up, palm down. That really works. It's quite tender, but it feels really good, and it really loosens up your side body. So you can use it on your arms, and then you can also use it on your feet. So this would be kind of like an upgrade. I would get the ball first. If you want both, obviously get them. But if you just get the ball, you can do a lot of these techniques with just the ball. So let's do the foot. I'll do my other foot because I was doing the ball on my right side. So I'm on my left foot now, and the same thing, you can place the roller right underneath the ball of the foot, and you can again control the pressure. This is going to be a bit more intense, plus the surface of the NANO, you can see there's still orange on either side of my foot. So what it's doing is it's really, the ball kind of, it's round, so it's not kind of spreading out. I feel like the NANO kind of spreads out the plantar surface of your foot better, obviously, than the ball. So I do like this much better. Rolling out to the pinky toe side is going to be more intense. It's probably going to press up against one of those little knobs. Just a few breaths there. And then we'll roll to the big toe side. And then what you would do from there is you would just keep working your way down the plantar surface of your foot. Let's see if I can balance this. So, plantar surface. Ball of the foot, middle, and then just above your heel. So you would do all three areas of that. In the center, roll to the big toe side, then you roll to the pinky toe side, and then you roll to just above the heel and work that area as well. You can do this sitting on the couch, watching TV, however you'd like. You can just do it standing like this if you want, however you'd like. All right, so I'm going to have all the links are going to be in the caption as soon as I'm complete with this video. And please let me know if you have any questions. If you already have these tools, let me know what you're using, and come join me. I am now officially teaching virtual classes every single week. It's a variety of Hatha Yoga classes, Yin Yoga, and Yoga Shred. Of course, Myofascial release is also included. So we will be using the foam roller, we'll be using our yoga straps, the TP massage ball, or you can use a tennis ball. And if you have a NANO, we'll also be using the NANO. On occasion, I'll demonstrate it and let you know where you can find those links. Alrighty. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions. You can join the yoga classes for as low as $8 a month, and that link is already up in the captions. Go ahead and click on it and check out all of the details. Let me know if you have any questions about the tools that we use today, and I can't wait to see you on our next live. Have a great one.